argument has been that they are defending women's rights. And that,
How so? How are they defending women's rights?
I guess one of the issues that pops up is transgender people in sports. And, the whole idea that some women have made statements that they feel like people are infringing on their category.
All right. If it is before puberty, transgender girls can play with cisgender girls. After puberty, this is not a popular position, but transgender girls who transition after puberty do tend to have greater upper body strength than cisgender girls. And that is just a fact. And that gives them an advantage. So, but I do see their point when it comes to that.
Got it. Okay. So your argument is it backed on actual science that there is that people who've gone through puberty actually do have.
Well, the testosterone, builds muscle, builds the shoulders.
And that's kind of in line with what Caitlyn Jenner says, because she's come out against certain bills when it comes to sporting, and she's been, mentioning as an athlete herself that transgender people still have an advantage.
I think that might be true, actually.
Okay. So you think that may be a grain of truth there. And then there's this whole idea of,
I think what hurts is the social ostracism of being forbidden to play on a girl's team. That hurts. But we live in a world today where you get a trophy just for showing up. It's not about excellence. It's just everyone gets a trophy. Maybe people should grow stronger and not be as crushed as they are by the fact that, okay, look, if you are, for example, 4'10" and you want to join a basketball team, man or woman, they're going to say, no, I'm sorry, you're not physically qualified. So you could say, well, if someone has undergone a male puberty, is now on estrogen, but, did develop upper body strength, there is an element of unfairness in pitting the transgender young woman against cisgender young women. That's just the way it is. Nothing against trans folk.
You bring up something important, which is I believe there was a politician in Massachusetts that brought up this idea as well, that he was a Democrat. And supposedly he was scolded by the very far left for even discussing or bringing this up. Like, there are politicians who are in alignment with you, but the new, Democratic mantra is that you have to completely go with our script. And that's not in line with their script.
You are getting some pretty heavy criticism from people in your own party for something you said to the New York Times. I just want to read it for our viewers. You said, Democrats spend way too much time trying not to offend anyone rather than being brutally honest about the challenges many Americans face. I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a male or formerly male athlete. But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that. And your fellow Democrat from Massachusetts, Congressman John Moran, who is gay, said on social media, quote, the only thing we here in Massachusetts shouldn't be afraid to say is that you should find another job if you want to use an election loss as an opportunity to pick on our most vulnerable. A councilman in your district called those remarks hate speech. You're getting quite a bit of pushback. I just want to hear what you think it all means and how you're responding to this.
Yeah, sure. No, thanks, Jessica. Look, I was just speaking authentically as a parent about one of many issues where Democrats are just out of touch with the majority of Americans. And I stand by my position, even though I may not have used exactly the right words. And I'm willing to have this debate, as I've been having with LGBTQ advocates and others, some of whom agree with me and others who don't. But we're engaging in a thoughtful debate. On the other hand, some of the people, like you mentioned, are just more interested in shaming fellow Democrats, shaming the majority of voters when they simply don't meet their ideological purity test. And these are the same people who told us to defund the police, who told us that there wasn't a problem at the southern border, who told us that inflation was transient, whatever that means. And the same people who attacked me when I said that Biden should step aside because he was going to lose this election. So we have to be willing to have these debates at the party. I mean, the Republicans are banning books. Democrats are banning debate. And if we don't have this debate now and come up with a winning strategy going forward, then the Republicans are going to wipe the floor with us in January, just like they did last Tuesday.
Thank you for watching the clip. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also stay tuned for more In the Cann with Carmella Cann.